globalists are overrunning the West with third world populations. Why are they doing this?
Well, it's two things we need to know to get a perspective on the world, is where this cabal wants to take the world, and then the methods they use to take us there. And where they want to take the world, of course, as we well know, is to a global fascist dictatorship with the end of countries, the end of borders, where basically you just have the world government dictating to massive regional blocks, and anything below that is just irrelevant. And one of the great barriers to that happening is the people's sense of their own culture, their own country, their own sovereign nation, if you like. Why what we're talking about here is happening all over the world, because of course it's a global agenda. Important point about playing one off against the other. You know, the people that pour from the poorer countries into the richer countries through the borders coming down are just as much pawns in this game as those in the countries, the indigenous population that are affected by that. It's not good guys and bad guys we're talking about here. It's different aspects of the human race being used as pawns in the same game. And this is why, instead of fighting each other, we need to start looking at what unites us all, which is the fact that we're all the target of this cabal, this global fascist dictatorship in the making, and the very fast making.
Sheikh Yusuf al-Qaradawi omtales som muslimbrødrenes åndelige leder.
فتح روما، فتح إيطاليا يعني وأوروبا، معنى هذا إنه الإسلام سيعود إلى أوروبا مرة أخرى. هل من ضرورة الفتح أن يكون بالحرب؟ لا، ليس من الضرورة. هناك فتح سلمي، فالفتح السلمي له أساس في هذا الدين، ولذلك أنا أتصور أن الإسلام سيفتح أوروبا من غير سيف ومن غير قتال عن طريق الدعوة.
Europa, frihetens borg, utsatt for et bevisst religiøst angrep for å beseire frihetene og erstatte dem med islamistisk ideologi. Jeg har invitert Kamil al-Najjar fra England. Han kjenner muslimbrødrene bedre enn de fleste. Han var selv medlem av organisasjonen i sitt hjemland. Som avhopper har han troet på livet, og viser derfor ikke sitt ansikt. Han forteller om Hassan al-Banna, som etablerte muslimbrødrenes organisasjon i Egypt i 1928. Han forvandlet da islam fra religion til politisk ideologi. I dag er muslimbrødrene regnet som den største islamistiske organisasjonen i verden. Men det begynte som en sosial bevegelse.
It spread very widely because, as I said, they endeared themselves to the public by opening schools, giving medications to poor people, and so on. Almost in every country in the world now they have a branch of the Muslim Brotherhood. Okay, they're trying to deceive the people, and they have managed to deceive a lot of Western politicians into believing them. And their only aim is to control the world with Islam and establish Islamic governments throughout the world.
Til å møte den øverste lederen for muslimbrødrene, Mehdi Akif. Han bor i en av forstedene til Kairo. Hva er deres mål?
حلم الإخوان إقامة الدولة الإسلامية الموحدة. الله أعلم. يعني نحن الآن كمسلمين غثاء كغثاء السيل. متعددة وفرق مختلفة.
Irgendwo in Deutschland. Ein enttäuschter Anhänger der islamischen Gemeinschaft Milli Görüş will sich mit uns treffen. Takt berichtet über Ideologie und Organisation der Milli Görüş. Als Beleg erhalten wir eine Festplatte. Es soll sich um einen internen Datenträger einer Milli Görüş-Vereinigung in Süddeutschland handeln. Als wir sie an unseren Computer anschließen, können wir unseren Augen nicht trauen. Wir stoßen auf hunderte brisante Dateien, interne Arbeitspläne, Mitgliederlisten und aus dem Internet heruntergeladene Gewaltvideos. Wir können sie zum Teil nicht zeigen, sie sind zu brutal, wie die Hinrichtung dieses Mannes vor laufender Kamera. In Berlin zeigen wir Dateien der Festplatte dem Experten für islamistische Ideologien Ralf Gatwan. Er hält die Inhalte für authentisch.
Milli-Görüş, kann man sagen, ist so eine Art der Muslimbrüderschaft für die Türken. Von der ideologischen Positionen ist es total nachvollziehbar.
Heute ist Milli-Görüş Teil des politischen Establishments. Milli-Görüş-Mitglieder nahmen unter dem Vorsitz des damaligen Bundesinnenministers Wolfgang Schäuble an Untergremien der Islamkonferenz teil. In Rendsburg in Schleswig-Holstein wird Ende 2009 eine neue Moschee eingeweiht. Die Moscheegemeinde wird dem Milli-Görüş-Netzwerk zugerechnet. Vor wenigen Tagen besuchen wir die Internetseite einer Milli-Görüş-Organisation in Remscheid. Darauf diese Rede von Necmettin Erbakan. Der Zionismus ist ein Krokodil, das die Menschheit bedroht. Der Oberkiefer sind die USA, der Unterkiefer ist Europa und der Schwanz ist Israel. Doch wie schätzt der neue Bundesinnenminister Thomas de Maizière die islamische Gemeinschaft Milli-Görüş, abgekürzt IGMG, ein? In einer Stellungnahme heißt es: Belege für ernstzunehmende oder erfolgversprechende Bemühungen innerhalb der IGMG um eine verfassungskonforme Ausrichtung der Organisation gibt es derzeit nicht. Worte, auf die bislang keine Taten folgten.
Here's an excerpt from a leading Zionist video channel in Israel. It's about a Jewish organization in Sweden that supports Israel as a Jewish state and at the same time pushes non-European immigration into Sweden and Europe. Listen closely to the words of this Jewish activist about the Jewish role in all of this.
There are people in Sweden who support Israel and have a deep sense of the injustice of the present situation. It's these people who give hope to those who still believe that things will get better here. One of them is Barbara Spector, a former American who made Aliyah and then 10 years ago, with the help of the government of Sweden, set up a non-denominational institute of Jewish learning with the Greek name of Paideia, here in Stockholm. She believes the current wave of anti-Semitism in Sweden will pass and that Jews have an important role to play in a country undergoing profound change.
I think there's a resurgence of anti-Semitism because at this point in time, Europe has not yet learned how to be multicultural. And I think we're going to be part of the throes of that transformation, which must take place. Europe is not going to be the monolithic societies that they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented because of our leading role. In time, Europe has not yet learned how to be multicultural. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented because of our leading role.
How do you now see the future of the issue of immigration developing now across the whole of the European continent, based on what you're seeing there in Germany?
This is a very good point, because immigration is the future. You cannot work and live in a globalized world, in the middle of the world, in Europe, without immigration and moving populations.
I believe that Israel has a powerful stranglehold on the American government. Our borders are wide open. You have 300,000 illegal immigrants coming across the border every day. My God, where's the country coming to? And we're guarding Israeli borders, the Mideast borders. We're in Afghanistan, we're in Pakistan, and our borders are wide open.
Angry protests have taken place in Tel Aviv against the planned deportation of 400 children of immigrant workers born in Israel and speaking Hebrew. The youngsters were never given citizenship because their parents are not Israeli or Jewish. And as RT's Paul Islier reports, many people are questioning the government's drive to preserve what it calls the Jewish character of the state.
外交、经济、外贸、 文化。
对于2010年的外贸形势，他认为外需市场绝对不能轻易放弃，因为外需市场直接关系到扩大内需的进程。2010年呢拉开大幕了，有几个问题可能要向您请教，因为进出口一直在一个低谷当中。你觉得我们能割舍下这一块吗？10年的时候进出口会出现比较大的复苏吗？
我觉得可能会出现一些回暖的迹象，但是的话要有根本的变化可能难，因为这个出口的话，到底出口多少不完全取决于我们，取决于国际市场。所以在国际市场没有全面复苏的情况下，我们要这个大幅度的增加我们的这个外贸出口是不可能的。而且如果真是要这样做，可能引起更大的贸易保护主义的这样一个反弹。在这个问题上，我就觉得我们不要刻意的为了扩大出口而扩大出口，但是我们也绝对不放弃任何一个出口的机会。我们一定要市场的份额缩小了，就说明我们中国的出口的竞争能力要下降了。所以在这个问题上，我就觉得，还是要关注我们的这个出口，因为作为一个发展中国家，我们还是要依靠良好市场，内需很重要，但是我们也应该清醒地看到，扩大内需不是一件1天2天可以做到的事情。对，城镇化所带来的新市民、新的消费群体，这个新的消费群体看住2个市场，外需市场绝对不能够放掉。外需市场如果是搞得好的话，还可以使得我们在
计时系列节目直击阅兵村。
民民反对，
这个下口令的女孩名叫赵娜，她和张小飞是女民兵方队的领队。
那你在这个心里有什么压力吗？
也有压力，因为我后面代表的是400多人，然后我需要走好每一步，站好每一步。
妈妈，我在这里很好，你放心，我们会以最靓丽的服装，加油！
你期待哪件事情在未来，在这个新年的钟声已经敲响了之后，会在未来发生变化，或者说出现新的可能？
大作品、大动向、大人物，那一定会被各种各样的声音打得满头包。而千万得注意，就是文化创造者不是政治家，他们往往是比较脆弱的。历史上所有的文化创造者都这样，但因为没有经过风雨的演练，他们总是比较天才的，因为天才也总是比较脆弱的。所以我觉得，对于新的一年的文化建设、
外交、经济、外贸。
And Tucson Border Patrol agents are seeing a new type of immigration surge. Cronkite News reporter Heather Turner traveled to the border and spoke with agents who are seeing a huge increase in the number of Chinese immigrants being caught.
Tucson Border Patrol agents have had their hands full for the past year, dealing with an influx of immigrants from an unlikely place.
Typically pay above $40,000 to go ahead and get smuggled into the United States.
Whereas a Mexican national will pay between $1,500 and $3,000.
Because of this, smugglers find it more lucrative to go ahead and smuggle Chinese nationals.
And Jimenez says it's all a business.
It's not your typical mom and pop shop anymore. Smuggling is an organized crime now.
As we have demonstrated, pawns of secret societies promote immigration. How about your country's political spectrum? Left-wing political parties openly promote it. Political parties, near the center, socialist, conservative, etc., quietly have promoted it for years. Right-wing political parties oppose it. But unfortunately, in most countries, the right wing is also controlled by secret societies. How can we tell? 1. On purpose they have radical views, so very few people will follow them. 2. They don't reveal you all the agenda that Freemasons rule, but only small part of it. Thus to create a non-Masonic party is essential. Please spread this movie to at least 20 people you know. Your freedom depend on this.